afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyon can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Dr. Fenhill, have you ever contemplated the fact that we have no direct experience of our own heads?
As usual, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So many yearn for the opportunities you disdain. There are those who would give their hand to be born in Byzantium as you were.
Now, why couldn't you just have said that in the first place?
I'll take this one. Nice hit! Mess with us! Handled beautifully. Let the record show. Go. I have paperwork squared away? This will be over I better take a look.
Suspicious data acquired. Investigating. Security patrol initiating. Beginning security patrol.
You're always going on about destiny. What did your mother do?
She was a simple laborer.
And your father?
The same.
And you... Service
Please, I don't want to die.
My cousin's in pictures. That business is piracy looks civil.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And because Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See? Now go in there, find your mark, and...
Well, well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this Settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable. They are? What an unexpected twist! You may have fooled me for now, but not for long.
Which side is my good side?
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axejack, staring one another down across the void of space, while flaming debris fell like rain around us. Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with me. I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come. I just got chills. But still, you'll not stop me now. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field, and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place into vaporized plasma. And I spent 3 hours learning how to pronounce them. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers, because this is the end for you.
I thought this scene needed more action.
He's really shooting! Safety's off!
Here they come!
I've had quite enough of you!
Someone calling the janitor auto mech. And you, Captain, baby, you were great.
You've got it all. The snappy quips, the dangerous energy, and talk about a finale. We're gonna put your face on everything. Posters, cereal boxes, posters of cereal boxes. This is gonna be big. Liked it. I fucking loved it. I've got to talk with marketing. Get some ad deals in motion. I'm seeing you with a Hammersmith in one hand and a 2-hour energy brew in the other, a Stogie Slim between your teeth. Cross promotion, baby! It'll take months to get the contract set up, but we're gonna be rolling in bits. This fee's just a taste.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Fudge.
We
A
ought to
soft
go
sour
inside.
candy shell around its sweet purpleberry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it.
What? Incoming!
Something's not right.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Take him down!
That was fun.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway. Ellie!
Someone else will clean this up, right?
Auntie Cleo's pipe pad.
What the front one?
Malfunction. Error.
Not
Service
bad,
more
huh?
over-
I'll take your confession now. No time for that. Go. Down we go.
Here we go. How about that?
If you stop in the engine room, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your work. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great deal of trouble. Now I don't have to bother trying to save that town. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals and destroyed an important experiment. Enterprising of you, if irritating. My scientists tell me they'll restore the damage you've done within a matter of months. But I'm not here to talk about minor setbacks. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain? We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
This is why I always ask for half my payment up front.
Sublight for life. The corporation's never lifted a finger for me.
I got her!
Customer, all germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs. We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Ain't in the mood to chat.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with impossibly fine bone structure. That couldn't possibly be you.
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well, I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premiums. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
Can we talk?
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. Being a surgeon out there isn't as great as it seems. At least half your day is paperwork and red tape. No amount of money is worth dealing with that. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Sure. You did my job, so here's your fee. See? Even after all your starry-eyed talk, you're a mercenary at heart. Same as me. Hey, I get it. If anything, I respect you more now. You know, I'm thinking I ought to find another gig once this one's all done. One where I can really work on my own. Easiest way to take care of myself is to work with the one person I trust the most, right? Anyway, enough chit-chat.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab. I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells.
Observable.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would ever conduct such an experiment, unless they're working on some kind of hibernation technology. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress. I know! I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system micro-jumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but This sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. How can I help? Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. Huh. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
What could go wrong?
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. Are you breathing comfortably, Captain? I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering.
Let's hope we don't have to run in a hurry.
What was that? Here they come. Here we go. Never anger a man of the claw.
must be unsettling for you, Captain.
I've had quite enough of you!
That was fun!
Never anger a man of the cloth!
Into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
They're on us!
Watch out! Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Well done. We are victorious.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
That does it. I'm never ever getting in one of those pods. You managed to get Zora and Sanjar in the same room.
Here we go!
Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Wait, are you leaving me with the Hope's computer? You have no idea what it's like to converse with him. Imagine, simulate another organic jostling your circuits when he tries to... I mean, I'll be ready when you are, Captain. Are you sufficiently prepared for the task at hand, Captain? Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved? Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. What's occupying your thoughts?
Captain, I am receiving a Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbit. How can I be of assistance? Take care. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Make him regret it.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway. You're wounded! That's the last of it.
Crew report. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Those Borg goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
I'm not one for pointless heroism, but the board's gonna be after us next.
I'm gonna grab a drink, because I'm a fucking wook.
We gonna finish what we started?
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
We gonna prepare? Sure. Guess I could give my ass-kicking boots another coat of polish. You got some sort of plan in mind?
Straightforward and simple. Sounds like our best bet.
Things on Monarch have really cooled off. I didn't think MSI and the Iconoclast would ever talk. Outside of shouting four-letter words, I mean. Sure. And fish sticks are really made from Saltuna. Look, I won't knock the work you did. I'm sure they'll have a good cry, look through old photographs, share a pint of premium double chocolate cacao gelato. But sooner or later, things will go back to the way they were. People don't change. Not really. In my experience, it's spread real thin. Anyway, I'd hate to see you get broken up if this thing between them doesn't last. Hey, let's not make this out to be more than it is. Anything else? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. It's like one of those stuffy art gallery pieces. Looks okay from far off, but once you get close, you realize it's just some mismatched shit everyone's agreed to overpay for. Even the bribes are overpriced. That's what I've been saying.
Hey, Captain. I got a thing I want to ask you. It's kind of big. I was thinking about what you said afore, after we went to the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. I reckon you're right. I think I'm ready to stop fretting and fussing and ask Junlei to go steady, straight out. And I'm thinking of doing it here, on the ship. I was kind of hoping you'd offer. The thing is, I can't ask her over like this. I mean, look at me. Smell like sweat most days, and, well, don't look too close at my fingernails. I was thinking, hoping, we could stop by Groundbreaker for bath supplies. I mean, only if you're not busy. Or when you're heading through Groundbreaker for something else. Anyhow, next time we dock in Groundbreaker, let me know.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error! Customer, please confirm that you wish to terminate this once decommissioned, this unit will no longer be available for service on the Unreliable. Customer service contract successfully renewed.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity. Bacon.
Hey, Cap.
Hey, boss. Got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. You got the wrong idea. Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk. Clyde's waiting for us on Scylla. What he's doing on an asteroid, I can't begin to I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
there. Be safe.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. I think I got just the thing, my dear. A few years back, Auntie Cleo's put out a home makeover kit, and I snagged a couple for myself. High-grade shampoo and conditioner, scrubby brush, a nice lotion, that sort of thing. I still got 'em, too.
What's the scrubby brush for?
Cleaning around your nails, sweetheart. Gets the engine grease out. Makes your hands soft. Most folk don't got the time. Or bathtubs for such, me included. I'll let you have one on clearance. You want rosish, mock apple and cinnamon, or refurbished ship?
Captain?
I'll just wrap that up for you, since it's for a special occasion.
I'll pay for that, ma'am. Thanks for being so helpful.
You're welcome, dear. Anytime.
Groundbreaker's safe from melting to bits now. Lots of good people can rest easy because of you. Oh, thanks, Captain. I'm gonna put these someplace safe. In her messages, Junlei said her mama used to make this dish for Monarch. Dustback casserole. And then for dessert, there's a thing called... There's gotta be some place in Stellar Bay that can bake a casserole. And I heard tell there's a Rizzo's town near there called Cascadia, what specializes... Thanks, Cap.
This is House.
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Sanitizing within established range.
your family like, Felix? Did you ever know him?
I never knew him. I was a stowaway. That's what they call orphans who grow up in the back bays.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. I must have been lonesome.
Come on, Parvati, who are you talking to? Imagine me pining after my family. Yeah, I suppose I was a touch lonesome. But hey, look at me now.
I guess this is what Edgewater's gonna look like in a couple of years.
Oh, that's the last of him.
Aren't those cakes just about the cutest little things you ever seen?
That Boris words.
So what'd you think of the game last night? I still can't believe Armstrong ran the field putting the Tuesday zone.
Yeah. Armstrong's really something. Nearly...
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit. Easy for you to say. You can hop into your spaceship and leave any time.
We're used to folks swooning at our feet. You don't gotta be embarrassed.
A healthy survival reflex is nothing to be embarrassed about. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves. Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goo, what then? Well, thank you for reminding me. As if I weren't already destined for an early grave. That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back, before the board tucked tail and ran. These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht. And the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain. What? No, Captain, I don't want you to do it this way.
You're right, boss. I think this guy's trying to fleece us. Maybe we ought to pay him in a couple of busted kneecaps.
Both of you, stop it.
It's all right, miss. I'm a coward at heart. Made that clear from the outset. Look, Captain, this is the best I can do without putting myself out of business. I'm mighty glad you reckon so. This is gonna take about an hour in the oven. Nothing I can do to speed it. That's just how cooking works. There we are. Now, if you don't mind, I really need to take a leak.
My belly's gurgling just to smell it, Mr. Raymond. Thank you so much.
A pleasure to help such a charming young lady. You're a gentle soul, miss. Be careful with this one, all right? He's kind of a brute.
The dustback casserole Mr. Raymond made smells incredible. You gotta be more careful about what you say around Felix. He's a good guy, but real impressionable. I don't want him thinking it's okay to threaten folk. No, Captain. Bad folk, maybe, if they're gonna hurt somebody otherwise, but Raymond wasn't bad. He was just a man doing his job. Now look how cute these cakes from Cascadia are. Someone even traced little hearts in them. I guess that settles dinner. Thanks for hauling me all over creation, Captain. I got this nice meal all planned out with music, and I got that soap to scrub up with, but I don't got nothing nice to wear, Captain. I don't have a head for fashion, and I can't really picture myself in something clean and pretty. There's this place I heard of in Byzantium, Jolicoeur's Haberdashery. I bet I could find something nigh on perfect at a place like that. Thanks, Captain. I know I've been asking. Did you know June Lang grown up?
Miss Tennyson? Nah, she never...
Captain. If you're looking for crew members Ellie... We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Pretend we're strangers. The board's always watching.
Can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome. Well, I guess that's everything then. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope. I know. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. Oh, Oh, you mean Sam? Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without... Of course, that don't...
Not today, Sam. I am not... We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
No, buddy. Ha ha. Ha. What's up, Geiger? Not much. Fucking just playing some Outer Curls.
All right. She's on her way. Oh.
Oh, buddy.
I like what you've done with the place. Kitschy collectibles are such a human inclination.
Anyhow.
Yo.
So I told him, Dad, I'm
Buddy, you're cracked.
What do you say to that?
Have at it then.
Sounds good.
Handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the camp. Center was probably half as tall as Okay, Captain, she's gone. I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
Yo.
She stood stock still and just said,
Oh, buddy.
"Oh, real soft." Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating.
Dyer fucking playing some worlds or what?
"Is that dustbat casserole?" I told her how we got Mr.
Hell yeah.
Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarchist? Monarch person.
How far have you got in the game?
Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
The diet toothpaste. Yeah. It's like, oh, fucking, we're just gonna make our people starve and then make this toothpaste so, you know, helps all the starving people. Because, you know, that's what they're about. That diet toothpaste.
Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past.
Bud, let me know if you got a
She said
booler.
we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that.
I'm fucking running around the galaxy to get this bitch set up on a date, pretty much.
It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater.
A lesbian bitch
I'd
at
have
that.
never met June Lay at all. I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna head to my cabin and
Intimidations.
happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
Yeah, I remember that. The first guy you run into on that groundbreaker, you're like, how about I grab you by your scrawny little throat? It's like, yeah, it lets you be such a douche.
My vacuum tubes require evacuating.
Yeah, there's so many fucking factions in this game too, it's crazy.
No, not those. The ones in port.
Yeah, you're at the Roseway. I'm getting all my quests done.
Yes, there.
The groundbreaker, yeah.
Thank you. And while you're at it, could you switch my binaries to that?
Buddy, let's go. Cheers.
I felt this clean and efficient since Captain Hawthorne installed my subalternate auxiliary backup processor.
Gonna be getting the PS5 this weekend. Yeah, they restocked. There's a big restock that happened this month. So it's like the scalpers are no more. You can just go buy one. Well, yeah, you gotta buy them online, but if you look, there's a bunch for sale. I got one on hold for Friday. You just gotta call them and then tell them to give you one on hold to pick out. Because you're not allowed to buy more than one per household or some shit. So they don't want you just going in the store, grabbing one, and then like going back there, or, like sending another person there. You gotta like fill out your fucking address and all this shit. Yeah. The one cool thing is that PS4 and PS5, it doesn't really matter, you can still play together. So like, I was playing with my buddy that has a PS5, we were playing Dark Souls 2 together, and I'm on a PS4. So you can still like, play with all your buddies and shit regardless.
Hey you, looking for something? Where do you think you're going?
It's basically just an upgrade in graphics and shit like that. Smoother controls, but...
Hey, nice form. Good delivery too. You looking to join Captain Harlow's crew, huh? Alright, go on.
Not really many PS5 games right now,
Got my
though.
sights on you.
There's like the new Spider-Man game, and the Demon Souls game, that's about it. Oh yeah, Cold War as well, I don't know why I didn't think of that. New Call of Duty on PS5 would probably be sick.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
Your captain has a sense of humor, Felix. Good. There's a time and place for humor. So, you took Felix under your wing.
Take
Kept him
another
busy.
sip of Rizzo's,
Yeah.
buddy.
Kid always needed a place to belong.
Felix will always have a place in this crew. He's family to us now.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of
Drinking
myself.
some fucking Rizzo,
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm afraid I have not made myself clear. Felix may have served you with childlike aplomb, but the day will come when he puts away childish things and serves a higher cause. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day, he and I would change the colony together.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix, but neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
The dialogue in this game is so fucked. Yeah, it's like, good luck. He's the least reliable crew member on a ship literally called the Unreliable. The Unreliable, buddy. Best name for a ship. Buddy, it's reliable enough.
That you feel insulted is a testament to your affection for the boy. I'm not asking you to let him go. Not until he's ready. I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death.
What? Now you want me to kill somebody? What a goof.
Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the Groundbreaker, last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
We get rid of this traitor for you and I'm in? I mean, assuming I want in.
We're building a new world together, Felix. You'll want in. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token.
The engineer bitch or whatever? I think she's at the very back of the Groundbreaker in the engineering bay. No, she should be just in the engineering bay when you get to the very back of the ship. Yeah. I was looking around that place for a while. There's like a lot of little merchants in the ship. Some of the fucking science weapons you get are pretty crazy too. Yeah, you get like legendary type weapons that are fucking pretty sick. Oh, you buy that one off that old lady? You bought that pistol off the fucking old lady at Groundbreaker, right? Yeah, that pistol's pretty good. I was using that one for a while. Definitely a Yudi.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Oh, buddy, yeah, Monarch. That place is pretty cool. I like all the planets in this game and shit. They're fucking dope. Jesus.
You mind trying to... Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account. Hey, easy. I'm just trying to go about my day. Don't need some hired thug glaring me down. Rufus and his band of merry gun hands are hiding out in Emerald Vale. I swear, that's all I know.
So, you know...
Not inclined to answer your questions. Not after the way you talk to me. Yeah, all right. What else did you need? That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow, never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Appreciate it. No offense meant, just been a long day is all.
Just grabbed Miss Fish and then apologized to her. Like, yeah, I was rude. Go fucking kill you. No, you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, the companion quest. I think I'm on my last one right now. I'm trying to get every side quest done with. Yeah. That way when you do the main quest, you actually have like good gear and shit. That's what I've been doing. It's fucking definitely a lot of
Captain,
cool shit you can
if you're
find
looking
for
for
sure.
crew members
A lot of the
Ellie or
side quests.
Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Yeah. Yeah. I just told the ship, I'm like, yeah, he's red paste under a landing pod now. It's like, oh, bud, he got pasted by that landing pod. So that's what you get for holding a beacon, bud. Fucking butt. Holy fuck, I gotta go back to the beginning town. What a side quest. It's like, what's that, dude? Back to the town? Okay. How did you deal with the starting town? Yeah, like who'd you side with? Nobody. I ended up powering up the deserter camp and then fucking pretty much fucked over everyone in the town. Took their power core. Yeah. You got all of the deserters to come back. That's your guy.
Incoming!
Good. My weapons just like one-shot people here.
Everyone all right? Right then, here we go! Going out for Felix! May you find peace instead!
Stop by. You won't.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All the palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you.
That's why you're about to get
That's the
dropped
whole
out.
truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Take it you've made up your mind. You really want to do this, huh?
Here I come! Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Ooh. Ooh. The preacher shotgun buddy.
That's the last of us.
That's all I gotta say. The preacher shotgun is OP. Fucking instantly ragdoll anyone. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. The reliable, you mean? The reliable.
If you stop in the
preacher shotgun.
Gentlemen, would you ask Parvati to send Good luck, Captain.
Your work's just like, yep, ask Levi, he knows everything about the shop now. Boy, where's that fucking missing steak, buddy? Not even. Yeah, you practically run that bitch. You've been working there forever. I can't bring a lunch? Fuck, I work at a restaurant, buddy. Just don't let Azuka sweat in the max sticks and you'll be fine.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
What's the word? So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. Once a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a corpse. I hope you never have to discover what it is like, Captain. The relief one feels when a mutiny comes to an end.
The Trask had some things to say about you, and I've got my own misgivings.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face. How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor, and I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Here they come!
What's it?
Oh.
I've had quite enough of you! That's the last of them.
What? Something going on?
We got trouble!
What was that?
The board. Oh, buddy. You gonna go drink some Rizzos till your teeth turn purple? Rizzo, buddy. I've seen him drink a liter of Rizzo a day. Spacer's choice, buddy. Fuck. It's not the best. It's Spacer's choice, yeah. It's Spacer's choice, though. Yeah. That Rizzo lemon slap. Slap your family tonight. Some of the ads in this game is like, oof.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
A heated discussion.
Hey, Max.
Yes?
You really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
I used to think that, but not anymore.
Then, wait, why do you sound so calm? Aren't you getting annoyed?
Not in the least. But I do apologize, Dr. Fenhill. It sounds like I have annoyed you.
Fine, be that way.
Start with a brew.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. No. I guess you really don't. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me.
He worked for the board. Honestly, I fucking murdered like everybody I've met from the board so far. They just hate me. They kill me on sight now, or try to. I just know that scientist dude was like, don't trust the board, and I was like, alright. As soon as I met the board, I just started shooting everybody. I was like, no, don't trust you guys. Do it for the scientist, do it for fucking Rick.
It's pretty harsh, boss. You including yourself in that lesson?
Probably do another playthrough where I do things different.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what you're about. But I know you treated me fair. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes Trask was still around.
Sure.
Just so I could shake some more answers out of him.
Sure.
Thanks for your time, boss.
Told this cool lady not to look up to me, and I was like, no. You can't look up to people, don't even look up to me. It's like, you don't know what I'm about. He's like, oh, you've given me quite a bit to think about. Oh, buddy, you reached level 30, and I got all the fucking companion quests done, it said. I think I'm ready. Ready to continue in the story. Oh, buddy, cheers. I made her drink wine and I just gave her water. I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. Fucking Pavardi. She just ended up thanking me for not being hungover.
Taking it easy?
Is there anything you want to do before you enter the point of no return? Do it now. Might be on the final mission then. That's good.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth.
Oh,
Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution.
I'm about to start
Please
this
be
deep ass
advised that
mission.
electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously. All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the idea of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? May luck be... Remember that you are...
Who do I want to take with me? The fucking drop kick master. Oh, buddy. Yeah. Buddy, the Vicar Max guy, when you get his companion ability, he'll ragdoll people with that fucking shotgun.
Not insured.
Yeah, you can give them different weapons, but their like companion ability will remain the same. I think you gotta get your like leadership up to like 20 or something, and then you can press right or left on the D-pad and you get like a special attack animation. Nobody yet. You gotta try out that preacher, bud. You'll see what I'm talking about. Don't fuck with the preacher's shotgun. Oh, this place looks fucking dirty.
The captain did right by us once. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe.
Oh, let's go.
What's that?
It's in a fat gunfight right now.
All this place a labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Oh, buddy, on it. The back base.
We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Got a promotion coming. don't have time for this. Got my sights on you.
How convenient. So, like, just before I enter this area, there's a couple vending machines and a workbench. It's like, like, buy those. You heard it. Yeah. Alright, I can just keep them in my room. Alright, Cleo, come on, out! Let's go! Outside! Come on! Those fucking hounds, dude. Sipping on some Rizzos. Buddy, sipping on some Rizzos. Sipping on some Rizzos. Oh, but he's got a pretty cool weapon if you do kill him. Yeah, I killed him. I killed him and I got his weapon. mess with a man of the cloth. It's fucking shotgun. Yeah. Don't even sweat it. It's fucking Rizzo's, buddy.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
I am a soul.
Well done. We're still alive.
Nice.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Well, look who it is.
This guy.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
And the convict, the vicar. You know, most people, once they're out of prison, don't seem keen on returning.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
Just this fucking guy I'm talking to is such a goof.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle. Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
I believe we could ask you the same.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause.
Oh.
I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan. I've got work to do.
You're Serval. Serval.
All right, MSI. I'm not worried about this, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight. Attacking! May you find peace instead. We've got your back, Captain!
This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I'm ready for it.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my
You're
life.
Serval.
You've
Serval.
disrupted the balance of power.
You're Serval.
You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than
Serval.
uncertainty. Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? The Iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion. And then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested. The Board is the only legitimate power in Halcyon. We are Halcyon. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The Board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right. Well, that's mostly correct. You're not leaving here at all. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain. If you insist. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Alright, let's get it, man. Why don't you eat some carbohydrates, keep your fucking system going, buddy.
You're a serval. Serval.
You're a serval. Some stogie slims, but You gotta find the key cards or whatever. You find like certain key cards and then you can get the hologram. Yeah, you might have to sneak around. It was an intense fucking fight. If they see you, I just reloaded my last save or whatever, like the auto saves a lot. But yeah, you can't. You're trying to do the hospital, right? Get fucked. Oh, buddy, yeah, that one.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You
Gotta
did
be
the
a
right
sneaky
thing.
boy.
Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
This bitch talked like so much shit, and then I fucking finally got to her and like one tapped her in the head, like blew her head off. It's like that typical Fallout moment where they just talk so much shit to you, and you're like, oh yeah, I have it.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
You're a Serval. Serval.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong.
I had our roles
That's why I'm
reversed,
gonna buy
you
a
see.
serval.
You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
A serval, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan.
Did beat
But
the
the
game.
stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned
Not
variable.
real.
From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Without Lilia Hagen, Sublight Salvage fell apart. The company fractured, devolving into a series of unregulated criminal gangs, fences, and smugglers. Their facade of legitimacy quickly faded. In time, the Sublight family was forgotten. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide.
One sec!
Did only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some, even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence further cemented Ellie's perspective. She understood she could never truly rely on others, so she set about making sure she wouldn't have to. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She enjoyed a long and infamous career running missions across the system. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope.
Yeah.
Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.